Okay, so we have another cool case I wanted to talk about and do some demonstration for you. This young lady here has some reading issues, some learning issues, as well as some difficulty with language. And so, as we were going through and evaluating her, um, one of the things we found several different muscle weaknesses, and but we've kind of narrowed this down. A lot of her problems we've kind of narrowed down to one particular issue. And so before we started filming, we did some testing, and I'm going to kind of show you this real quick. One of the things we found with her is she has a strong bicep muscle here, so hold this tight for me. So that's engaging really well, that's not weakening. If I have her touch over her, actually, let's take this back, rub this, hold this here, hold tight. This other one on the right is weak. But if I rub over her left TMJ, which is commonly associated with blood sugar instability, hold this tight, she temporarily strengthens, okay? So that's just diagnostic, that's merely just telling me, okay, we have a problem here. Now, the one thing I do want to make you aware of is she has braces, and many times people with braces end up having some issues with their jaw. But in her particular case, the problem with her jaw is coming because of a blood sugar issue. So we did some testing where I had her move her eyes in different directions. So like straight up, straight down, left, right, up, down, and she weakened to all of them. But here's what's really kind of cool. If we check even her lower back muscle, because she said when she runs, she sometimes feels clumsy. So if we have her, we're going to check a psoas muscle. Push up to the ceiling for me. This just breaks, so she can't hold that. Hold it again. You trying? So anyway, after doing some testing before we got on film, one of the ways we test for body biochemistry is using a magnet. And one of the things I found, I kind of narrowed down after assessing her blood sugar status that led to the jaw, is we kind of narrowed down a need for a specific nutrient. And before I show you what that is, if I have her move her eyes in different positions, so follow my finger for me and look straight up. So she's looking straight up, hold tight, and she weakens when she does that. So hold that there again. Okay, and then we're going to go straight across to the left, straight across to the right, down to this arm, down here. So all of those are causing weaknesses. So it's no wonder she's having a hard time reading, because the muscles that control eye movement are malfunctioning. And so one of the things I found with her is when we were evaluating her blood sugar was this is just a magnet, this is a homeopathic vial with a specific nutrient. If I place that on the body, interesting thing happens. If I bring this up to here, so go ahead and hold that there so it doesn't slide off for us, push up. She can hold that really, really well. So that turns that muscle on. Here's another thing that's really cool. When I have her look up, hold tight, look this way, she's now no longer weakening to any of the eye positions, which means her reading is going to improve as she moves her eyes, back and forth. So it's a really important concept to understand what the nutrient is. This is just simply telling me if this nutrient is going to be beneficial for this particular issue. But that's CoQ10. And you're going to often see CoQ10 in people who are high stress, people as well as people whose blood sugar is kind of up and down throughout the day. They don't have to be hypoglycemic or diabetic or anything like that. But what the point I'm trying to drive home is blood sugar and the body's ability to regulate blood sugar is super important. And it's literally having an effect on her eye's ability to work properly, which would obviously, make reading and understanding and what she's reading, reading comprehension very difficult. So one of the things we're going to do is give her CoQ10, and we should expect to see an improvement with her eye function. So remember, sugar causes a ton of stuff. Remember that. Sugar is good for us. It's evil sometimes. But most of the time, too much sugar creates a ton of neurological as well as biochemistry imbalances. So If you're having reading difficulties or difficulty with comprehension, she also mentioned earlier that she's very tired. She has a hard time waking up in the morning for school, things like that. So in her particular case, that could very well be because of the fact that she's not maintaining her blood sugar, and the CoQ10 should help with a lot of that. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend.